oh to me obi wo ho uni obi wo ho mo wo he ho esoro ho ana he na mo wo uni obi a wo ho 9 years mo nka wade asem to me nwanwa and so nim say me nipa no meko ne ho weekend nti wan humi a me wo ho first no obi kwa a wo hyen a wotete afi di omo ba mu kita suitcase over Kenya na me en spinter say my enjoy spinters. Why enjoy spinters? Kenya na me spinters. Really?
Force honorable at your force. Yeah. Only for part of Wadawruma. As some said to be said, Wadawruma e-levy, betting tax. And the taxes be a Ghana for a swan on a drink or say, and rather you had more, you are appointing as a finance minister. Budget a decay or neighbor parliament. Sad in the decay. Abani Bechem. Abani Bechem.
My bed. And yes, I'm your friend.
But what's your friend?
And yet, our bed. Come for Jimmy Sunday, the Minya cry. Minya Majumanaminko. So, I did my bed. And yet, our bed. Why did I be so bad in him? Abraham count. No, Jim was getting.
Friday night. Always a good time to be on radio and to be beside your radio. Or better still, to be on YouTube. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to join the feed for the first time, because Sports Panorama is airborne. Benjamin Nketia here. Show proudly brought to us by Blue Jeans Energy Drink. Twisco, your favorite chocolate beverage drink, enriched with all the vitamins. Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. And of course, Royal Kingdom Estate. You out there listening from wherever you are can join us via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram on 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. You can join me on Twitter or X at Kojo Nketia or The Fundamentals. This week, we wished Keto Kreku speedy recovery, and he has recovered. We give thanks to the Lord. We give thanks to the Lord. Where's my white handkerchief?
Just by the power of God.
Oh, Charlie.
Just by the power of God. Day by day, come with me. Just by the power of God.
Hallelujah. Oh.
Day by day, come with me. Just by the power of God.
Get up, go what on. Oh, nyame som samburo.
Sambe juma.
Nyame som samburo som.
Sambe juma.
Nyame o. Sambe yawe juma. Nyame som samburo.
Sambe juma.
Oh, thank you, God, for Kurt's life. We are happy that the FA president is back at 110%.
Ow.
Can travel the country.
120.
Oh, thank you very much, my brother. So Kurt is back. He says that everything will be in place and that police killers will come out this week. We'll talk about that. This week also, we know that the Black Queens are involved in a game as we speak.
Oh, came last Bjorkegren.
Bjorkegren.
Fantastic tactician. Oh, Charlie.
Thank you very much, my brother. Bjorkegren is doing the thing.
Charlie, but we lost.
Only one Monday.
Oh, Charlie.
Just before we came to
No, but we lost.
Just before we came.
No, but he has shown us good.
So it's full time.
Oh yeah,
full
1-0.
Oh, so it was a late dagger. Late dagger.
We'll touch on it.
A late kick in the teeth.
And then we will also touch on the parliamentary issues. So this week, Parliament debated a few of the issues around the violence in our game. There were a few speakers and takers on this. The Member of Parliament for Brekum West, I believe was Dixon Tredua, had his say on it.
Dixon.
Yes, Honorable Adongo had his say. Honorable Samuel Uku had his say. And then the majority leader, Mahama Ayariga, had a few ambitious things.
Charlie, super sports.
To also say. Hey. Had a few things to say. I don't want to say that he was speaking out of 10 because he's been sports minister before. He knows what he's saying. So we'll talk about those things here as well. And then
I hear some doubting Thomases in the.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. You see,
some doubting
Thomases were always proven wrong. So Mahama Ayariga will prove you wrong. Anyway, the Champions League is back. We saw some interesting games in midweek. The draw has been done. So the round of 16 is set. We'll get into the round of 16. And then we have a road show.
Yeah, we're bunting.
And you see, the setting we are going to is a very conducive setting for your Ododombo. We are going to Osu.
Hey,
we are heading to Osu.
Hey, down now, what to me? Hey, down now, what to me?
Thank you.
Traffic light pub.
Thank you very much, my brother. We are going to the Traffic Light Pub in Osu.
Traffic Light Pub.
Road show.
Oh, no more.
Champions League.
Obawo.
Ayariga Super Sports.
Obawo.
Okreku full recovery.
Oh, no more.
Please commit all these elements. Bjorkegren. Commit all the elements into God's hands.
Get to the oh Okreku the get to the oh Okreku the ayiko get Okreku oh you was about Shida. Yo waka shida kwete pledge yo no when so ni maswa na maswa Insafila bene no me what tabia no ni won soli won chabo akabodan che okomu mo konkron
me raze
efia any ketokreku yo no chale awo
konkron
she ni be fita yese gbomo edimo she den che na ahun na ebe ya den che no ko ya no Jehovah Zebaoth ahun ni ketokreku be ni bi ba fite won daboshin okashi da jo no Shopo was Solomon Twe, no chaket to Kreku. Ni Bonato Nake, Nibomo Yishi a play Minake, everywhere, everywhere.
Ejo.
You get everywhere, Ejo. No, but no start to or circle. Kumasi. Hey, I meet him. Film Kumerica. You was about
Kumerica.
hanle dwemo kenile kehe wale actually 2.5 years it's small after 2.5 years ebaya na kan tete mele keto kroku won kebo ya yesu gba mi akekala kata shikra no lahi yake bano wakoye no ko femo keto kroku ya yesu gba mi oke femo no le femo no le danobo get kreku ni kewo ya sane ye mi get god le no ko femo dano chino o chiteno no whatever kumele wale akenu chimo e wambo onyo to lodugba shine kan 2.5 years ne won pa yo was about 5 ni e habo nile pete ple ni le da fi ni le fe no kan nya wo ball e ni wo ball acha chi dano ba nyo ye o to ado e jemo le ye jeme ni wale wawo wo jofu e jeme le won kebo no le ake gbomo yin wawo aw mama yarega honorable majority leader hey bema papa ni he spoke with vigor. Yowa, whatever go here, yaka mama yariga ewe keke. The majority leader of Parliament of Ghana, ne bele da, ne yaka bi ane super sport. Super sport. Super sport. Super sport odende. My yariga odende. Super sport odende. Yowa, Honorable Kofi Adams, ni le fe ni le hia. Ni oba nyo ke super sport bi attache no kama abote dwomo no hana me like wo league ene chefite she want a proper mileage want a proper TV coverage.
Thank you.
You wa ha me nile super sport bi nya na wo mobo nya na wo mobo nya ba watch bi an Ghana oni efe mobo wo like me na gbine ni maso na maso no fi no no you ye Yesu gba me e ba ba me ye Yesu gba me amen
Amen.
Check them Bible. Amen.
Oh, I was trying to give you a certain number, but the number is trying not to come.
No, I can't lose God cry.
Oh no, sisi. Number like Kabahabo.
Cash away.
Ogbomoni. Kabahabo number.
Now go day. Now go day. Now go day. Oh now.
Gospel for the man, the gospel.
Get to club when you're there. Yes, you can what it out. Get your zebra fit on rope. Akoto, Nyaka, your boss, I can out. Your zebra, Kelly. Oh, that baby, need your way. Out. Bow she. The humble yourself. Only the good Lord will raise.
Thank you.
Bow she. You are there. Cocotia now what? Cocotia now what?
Ow.
Bow she. You are. I will.
Nanya men ka ho.
Oh, no more. Oh, she can get in my own.
He said, where 2 or 3 are gathered.
I am there.
Oh, no more. I've been no more. Get me no go more. Boy, she can get. You are worried. No fake bear about me. Actually, 2.5 years, 2025 about here. By 2027, Otilo bye bye.
Nano.
Namo no kono. Kono na dumo no kono. No what you like cricket to go by chimomi. No na shia wole. Chika de be no ba ne. No fiano no ko hi. No le make about kwale. O flo sa ko nyakala do kwale. Ne ba no ko hi. Nyakala nya ne le.
Natui. A little praise and worship. We'll get back into that solemn mood. Today we have a lot of issues. Today it is one person for one topic.
Hey, but in case I have to acknowledge the haircut of Gabby. Damn, man.
Oh man.
Damn.
Oh man.
Damn, man.
No,
Damn.
one bell ring for the guy.
Wait, me at the title.
No, but this house, who the citizens?
Today the lighting is. You see, today the lighting is doing.
No, but
doing like someone has done high.
But even Mr. Graham, somebody acknowledged the haircut today. Somebody said somebody was watching the Premier League preview show. Yeah. Wait, what's going on there?
Hey, I didn't see this one.
And he said, but this young man, I saw him on the breakfast show stream yesterday. He hadn't cut his hair.
Oh, that one is not
So
true.
when did he cut his hair?
This one is not true.
I said things are happening.
No. This person is not observant because I cut the hair on Monday or Tuesday. So they are not watching.
No, but shout outs to the clean shaven brothers.
Why the cameraman? They should put the.
It's already on. It's there.
Put the hair
You see, this one, I feel like you are being unfair to us.
What's going on?
We are cutting the hairs not by choice.
But me, I don't know.
It's not by choice.
I don't know.
It's not by choice. It's not by choice.
It's not by choice, but it's by what?
It's by choice.
It's by what?
By force. It's by what?
So you want to come and see a valley in my head?
You want to come and see Ghana Premier League pictures on our heads? No, don't do that. Don't do that, man.
You and your boys in your back. Oh,
No, man. Anyway, let's get right into business. Let's get right into business. Let me start off with Ghana football and the latest conversations. Look, a lot has happened this week, like I already mentioned. Keto Kreko is back in town. He led a delegation to Kumasi, spoken to Asante Kotoko. He explained his absence. He says that indeed he was taking care of his health. That's why we have played Yesu Kayeho by Daddy Lumba for him. Shout outs to DL. Shout outs to Daddy Lumba. That's the level you want to get to. When you get to legendary status, we don't call you by your full name again. Right. When we say DL, everybody knows who we are talking about. You understand? Yeah, shout outs to DL. Wherever here. You know, that's one thing I want to take out of this. All the visit, none of that matters. When is our league coming back? That's the big question. Now, as part of that, you know, while we were busy trying to sanitize Ghana football, Elmina Sharks and Swedro All Blacks
well, they were also busy.
Were up to some misbehavior. Complete misbehavior. Like, it's been such a crazy week of misbehavior. I don't even know where to start from. Like, somebody says that it wasn't me. It was the fans of the people who went to wear our jerseys and came to misbehave. Dr. Indum was seen invading the perimeter. He's been charged. We don't know if he's responded yet. Back and forth. None of that is necessary. What is necessary is that we must enforce our rules. We must ensure that Pole is buried honorably, and we must ensure that before the league resumes, the things that must happen for the league to resume must be put in place. I know also that your group, the Save Ghana Football Group, have also again seriously reconsidered hitting the streets. So I will let you handle this. When do you think the league should come back? When are you likely to hit the streets, if that is even going to happen? And also, are you convinced with the measures that have been supposedly put in place for football to return?
Nketia, as for when we will hit the street, if the need arises, the communique will be released by the group.
Okay.
We've had some few meetings. I think right now what we are seeking to do is to see whether, I mean, we want to pray the minister, want to ask that we be given the opportunity to meet with Honorable Kofi Adams. That part is being handled by the big man. And after that, we are just cautioning that football will have to return. But football cannot return unless whatever needs to be done and put in place is put in place. Okay. Look, everything on paper is on paper. Everything that is on paper is on paper. But we've gone beyond just putting it on paper. Okay. Agreed? We need to clearly see those things being done.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
But that has in fact, when it comes to on paper, I don't even think we needed any reviews.
Of course.
We just needed enforcement.
The documentations have already been.
Yep.
They've always been there.
Yep.
So if we don't see everything that needs to be done and put in place, at least for the tangibles, we need to see them. Certain league venues cannot be accepted as league venues again.
True. Seeing is believing.
Certain league venues, you see, as part of the regulations, we are expecting the FA, together with the Ghana police, to say that going forward, per the commencement of our league, venue A, B, C, D, 3, they don't meet the standard, cancel. Because one thing we cannot afford to do is to compromise on the club licensing again. We've done that since day one. It cannot be, we cannot repeat that again. Never. So there are so many things that we are looking at. Okay. And believe you me, the way the people of Ghana, the way the sports, and even people who are not sports inclined are so charged. humble advice to Ketukreko and his people: don't push us to the wall. Because the first time we hit the street, you guys Nicodemously avoided that meeting. Up to now, most people, you see, there were times where
I completely forgot about
Yes.
that. They refused to meet the petitioners.
yes, most people think that there were stories that say that some of us have been corrected. Jesus Christ, no, Ketukreko or Jina Menima. That is something he can never think about. My boss, who's the
As in,
generous,
some people said you probably like.
yes, we had compromised
We had
our
been
stand,
compromised.
and
Ah.
that's why. Look,
That's why he didn't meet.
that's why we couldn't meet. That's why we didn't go to Kumasi and all that. Look, Nketia, I've said it before. I'm repeating myself. We didn't go to Kumasi because of the respect we had for the Parliament of Ghana. That was the only thing that stopped us from going to Kumasi.
Okay.
2, we couldn't meet the FA because they were not clear. You see, they wanted us to come to their zone. So let's go to a neutral venue, and we were insisting that we want the media of Ghana to
To
be
be present.
there at that meeting. We don't want anybody.
They wanted
to
an
come
in-camera
and-
meeting.
We wanted an in-camera meeting.
They wanted an in-camera meeting,
Yeah.
like no
No
media.
meeting. We said no. We are doing this for the people of Ghana. Me no share them and I say I come and say A, you say B. It's your word against my word. No, nobody wanted. We want everything to be clear. We wanted everything to be clear. They opted against that. And then all of a sudden, they decided to go silent on further communication
Until it died
and
out.
the thing that- You think you were dodging us? You think you were avoiding us?
Until the next.
We were real. We were truthful. We were honest in our assessment of our game. And today, where are we? Everything we said has come to pass. Look, the death of Poli, I am telling the people at the Ghana Football Association, as for the police, they are so much to take this with all seriousness. Look, if they compel us to hit the street of Ghana again, we will go to all the 16 regions in Ghana. And we've got people ready to sponsor. Companies ready to sponsor. You, GF, you cannot even get a sponsor for your league. But to bring the awareness to every single Ghanaian in every region in this country,
Yeah.
people are ready to sponsor us. We don't want to be seen to be destructive. We want to be seen to be what? Constructive. And we want to help you to construct and rebuild our game and make it proper. And the fact of the matter is, what needs to be done will have to be done. We will not allow things put on paper to draw the people of this country back to our various areas. It will not happen. Look, let me just say this because of time about what transpired in Parliament.
Yeah.
Again, for me,
You mean the recent?
yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Look, the Parliament of Ghana will have to be seen to be doing better.
You mean you have to be up and doing?
It's not about Honorable Samuel Oku getting up to speak. Who else spoke? Adongo.
Yeah.
Honorable Adongo.
Isaac Adongo.
Isaac Adongo spoke.
Mama Yariga.
Honorable Mahama Yariga spoke.
Dixon Tradua, I think in Swatre is his
So
constituency.
yes, so he highlighted the whole hooliganism.
We saw them. We listened to them speak. When we demonstrated against the way football was being run in this country, they spoke just like they've spoken. What came out of it?
Nothing.
All the assurance we were given that Parliament would take up this matter, and if they had done that, we wouldn't be where we are today. If the Parliament of Ghana had acted after we submitted the petition to them, the sort of things we were told that they would do, if they had done even one or just 2 of those things, we wouldn't have been where we are. So I listened to all of them speak yesterday.
The Parliament has changed. Composition has changed somewhat, if you'd admit it.
Like I said some week ago, it's the same speaker we have.
True.
The speaker hasn't changed.
True.
That petition was given to him, and they saw it. And I can look at the time. Honorable Arnold Dompre, he was the majority leader.
Yeah.
Honorable Kujato, they are all there. Those people who spoke, who we look. We were so confident in, we had hopes in them. The day we went there, the way they received us, if you see the tension and the desire, the appetite to fix this, that was even more powerful than what we saw.
They got sidetracked. They got sidetracked by campaigns and.
So for me, am I moved by what they said yesterday? No. Until I see clear actions.
You want show working.
I listened to Adongo, Honorable. What's the name again? Isaac Adongo. To be honest, after listening, they all spoke very well.
Yeah.
But his submission,
Yeah.
was the one that truly touched me.
He says that if we don't fix the situation that exists, we should not go back to play.
Simple. And Parliament has got every right to bring out proper legislature, laws, and give it directly to the Ghana Football Association. Look, you only return back to football based on A, B, C, D. They should be seen getting hold of the club licensing documentation and making sure that that thing is implemented to the fullest. The Parliament of Ghana has the right, and it is within their jurisdiction, to pass any legislature to govern our game. For the fact that it's on the soil of Ghana, after the FA, these are rules. The referee will go and implement the rules. But as to how security, safety, and everything should come from the Parliament of Ghana. So yes, you've spoken. But please, don't let it go down the drain. We are likely to come back again. When I say we, I'm referring to the Save Ghana football people. We are likely to come back again to Parliament. We are watching. We've issued a statement. We are not sleeping. We've never slept. But the bottom line is that we've never been supported in the sort of things that we wanted to see done. May the soul of my friend, my brother, rest in peace. It is so sad that things that we said a year ago is taking the death of a very hardcore supporter of football to get us to remind ourselves. The Parliament of Ghana, Honorable Kofi Adams. It is not about putting our football on super sport. If you don't put the right measures in place, we will end up disgracing ourselves to the whole world.
Like
More
we did the
eyeballs.
first time.
We've already disgraced ourselves already.
More eyeballs.
We've already done that. Yes, who told you I don't want our game to be put on super sport? I'll be the first person to want to see the classic like we saw some years back on super sport. We need to showcase our football. I want that to happen. But that cannot happen in a vacuum.
Nope.
We need to put measures in place to ensure that once we go back to the world stage, the name Ghana will not be embarrassed. The name Ghana will not be disgraced. You get here? I rest my case with a humble appeal. Humble appeal.
Make the appeal. Make the appeal.
To Kreku. Get. Last week, Friday, I prayed for you, and I meant every word. Akeyo waba chabo, nikobaba. Oye denche nibi yano nibi mfitebo ole ole. Henry Asante meke odo safo me ameke ebu anu kwale. You needed somebody like me to be closer to you. I will tell you the truth. I don't need anything from you. You have 2.5 years to exit that position.
Yeah, they count down.
No, but I have to count him down. It's not his. It is not
just
his.
they count.
It is
Just
not
a
his
reminder.
bona fide
Coach, you are doing
job.
countdown.
Yes.
Reminder.
I'm reminding him. 2.5 years, no call. Don't daydream.
After the World Cup.
Don't daydream
Of a third term.
of a third term, because even if you succeed in passing that law, it will not start from you. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't even think about it. Don't do it. But you can make every change there is to be made in 2.5 years. Today I was discussing with a colleague at work that Ghana, we shouldn't trust the politicians. I have never heard any government, new government that comes and say, oh, the previous government did so well, so we'll continue. Every government since 1992 that we voted
is always
for,
poor.
when they exit, the one we must say chrono, or no so corner bar, we must have a second. Ghana say, when are you going to stop destroying this?
Saying Ghana. You mean say episode?
When are you going to stop saying Ghana? Every other government, so as I've said, the previous government destroyed the country.
If they didn't destroy, it's like one vote for the new people.
No, but at the end of the day, you see, at the end of the day, you and myself know the way our voting pattern here. We don't vote like the people outside there, like the Americans vote.
Some even come and say, "Oh, the country is broke."
You understand? So please, think Ghana, love Ghana,
And where Ghana?
and wear Ghana, and
Oh,
let's come
Charlie.
together. Let's come together to fix Ghana.
Yeah.
Get Ketokreku, Nyuma job. Shemo Tuado. Kotani Nyuma job. If you want God to bless you for you to live, look, the only proper legacy you can live now is to qualify Ghana back to the World Cup. After we not qualifying to the AFCON, that is the only legacy. And as we speak today, there's only one thing standing in your way. Sack Otoado. It is not too late. He can't do the job. He is incompetent. Our technical team is the weakest technical team we've ever had in the history of this country. The time has come for you to make that bold decision. Be bold. Ketokreku, be bold. If you think Ghana like you want all of us to think Ghana, there's no way.
Be bold.
If the Black Stars is your personal property, like Dreams FC, you will never have maintained Otuado as your coach. Be bold. And if you are bold, God will bless you. In Jesus' name. Go bold way. Go bold on you what way. Oya Moshiobo. That's how.
Wow. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. I'll be reading a couple of your messages that have come in. Let's listen to Ketokreku himself when he visited Kumasi Asante Kotoko and what he had to say regarding Pole and all the issues that have been happening since he's been away.
It is not good enough when one single soul is lost. Neither is it good enough for one of us to be selfish. What do I mean by this? When that singular act happened in Instrateman or Instratre, there was a human being with that person who used the knife or whatever it is to take the life of Napoli. That person must be honest. That person who was the killer must be honest and come out to tell us where the killer is. If that person is honest, if that person loves life, if that person loves football, this is the time for that person to be honest to football by telling us where that killer is. Because wherever that killer is, we will chase he or she out of their hiding place or his hiding place and bring him or her to justice.
So you heard FA boss Ketokreku. Coach, just 30
well spoken.
30 seconds.
Well spoken. This is what I want you to be saying all the time. That you yourself, you are dishonest. Ketokreku, you are not an honest man.
Why?
If you are honest, you should have sacked Otuado by now. Ketokreku, you cannot say you are honest by your behavior.
But he's talking about Pole.
No, as a Pole matter, that's why I said well spoken. But can you choose to be honest and dishonest as at when you wish or when you like? No.
It's okay.
You are a dishonest person when you've run our football dishonestly.
It's okay.
What sort of person are you?
It's okay.
As for the Pole issue, we pray, like Kat said, we have to be honest. The man who was there, look, day in and day out, if you refuse to come out to help the police of Ghana to bring the one who killed Pole, God will deal with you mercilessly. Ketokreku, you are so dishonest when it comes to the way you've run our football. Period. How is Otuado State the coach of the Black Stars? It's an act of dishonesty to the highest degree.
Point well made. Gabi, let me just end this Ghana football conversation with you. Like I said, resumption of the league. do you get any inkling that the league will be coming back anytime soon? Because there are FA Cup matches this weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
Kotoko's game with Wise has been
postponed.
Yeah. There have been deliberations back and forth. Looks like some cool heads are coming into the situation.
Why we are not honest? Why are we playing the FA Cup match this weekend?
I know.
Why?
I know.
This matter.
Just say what you want.
This matter.
They say that they have shored up the security for the weekend. But just touch on that briefly before we move it on.
Look, I think that in quotes, the football people, they want the football back. I'm saying this because of some places I've been this week and what some things I've heard from the people doing the football, the people we call the football people. Yeah, because look, I think what I've realized in the last couple of weeks is that this country, we are very bookish. We like to book long. We like to put things on paper, Ben. Like we like to make things official. We like to read stuff, issue statement when we do know the problems. You know why I'm saying this? The safety protocols the GFA put out last week prior to we having Panorama.
Yeah.
Look, it was just copy and paste.
You mean nothing we don't know before?
Yeah, it was just copy and paste the whatever the protocols, because the clubs, the players, administrators, they know these things. The FA themselves know these things. The question is, have we implemented any of it? No. Have we executed any of it? Zero. Nothing. And what I'm picking, or what I can tell you, is that I've heard reports that the league is likely to bounce back on March 1st, because
that's before Pole will be buried. No?
Yes, that's before Pole. And that's a very good observation, because the Pole date came out today. That was confirmed from Alex Menu, the Kotoko Circle's chairman.
Yeah.
And to have the league in session before the burial, I don't think is in place. You get the point I'm making?
Yeah.
And look, speaking of the FA Cup matches that is going to go, we had the FA Cup committee chairman. When we asked them,
said some very interesting things on football meeting.
I didn't like a lot of the answers he put out there. He spoke as if nothing had happened.
Their wives and children are safe.
They don't go to these games.
They don't go to these games.
When Abeku asked them if
they don't go,
the security personnel are in place, look at the answer he gave.
You see?
Look at the answer he gave. Ben, look. Just 2 weeks after Pole died,
you've not trained anybody
at the Indum Sports Complex.
Yeah.
Look at what happened over there.
Yes,
it clearly shows that whatever happened in Nswatre was not a big case, or was nothing to have a renewal of the mindset. You get the point I'm making? And I'm very
established here that if this was not involved, this would have been swept under the rug and treated as business as usual.
I am very disappointed, because I'm saying this because the communications director for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, lawyer Safu Duku, on record said that they had identified the murderer of Pole. What have we done with that information?
Isn't that something for the police to be saying?
Yes. What have we done? And then to add to what Kurt said, we know these things. As for Mr. Okreko, he told us that he was not in the country. So clearly, when I heard him speak on this, my judgment on what he said was that he's just saying things that he's heard from the people who did the...
He has been briefed.
Yes, the people who did the meetings, i.e. Frederick Champon and whoever met the Kotoko fraternity. And that's very awful, because by now, Ben, are you telling me that if this happened, I won't even take you to Europe. If this happened in Egypt, Morocco, South Africa,
football suspended.
Football will be suspended until we have the person behind bars. But we are getting into what? The 4th week or the 3rd week.
And we are going to.
And stories we are hearing is that the murderer of Pole has been identified. Kurt is saying that the murderer should own up. Like, really? Like, so
it's a cartoon.
So if I'm the murderer and I have left the country,
Kurt, you said I should own up, so I'm here. I'm
looking at this. I'm looking at this video that is circulating, because that thing he said over there has gone very viral. I'm looking at it and I'm laughing. And so then it speaks volume. It speaks about the security we have in this country. somebody has said something about when security personnel are deployed at match venues, they shouldn't go there and go and watch the football with us. Because that's what they do. Earlier on today, I saw
back to the pitch. Their back should be facing the pitch.
Earlier on today, I think it's Egypt. They have appointed a referee from
I think it's actually Turkey.
Turkey rather.
Yes.
A referee from Turkey.
From a Turkey it's the Galatasaray Fenerbahce match. They
appointed a referee from Egypt.
Slovenia or Slovakia,
yes.
one of those countries.
Can we have this down here? Nope, we can't. Because if you have a game like in Swaziland, Brekum, Chelsea playing, would have the local police as security personnel, and these local police, they know these people.
You see, all these things we need to address before going to play football.
They know these people.
None of these things have been addressed. They've been glossed over.
That is why I think that, look, I've held on to this submission. I think that joint statement from Haas and Kotoko, and even that is disappointing, because if you are saying if you are saying we should have,
based on the things we are hearing,
we should have what? They say we should have what? 100 policemen and 20 militiamen.
Yeah.
The initial gra will start when the league resumes. The first match week, we will see them there. Going forward, we won't see them there.
You see,
we won't see them there.
Statement from the police.
It's our job as journalists to keep them in that.
Look, the request of the FA can be met. So if we go and you don't see those people,
that's a very important.
Yes,
it's not about yes, come on, no, yes, come on.
We will see them there.
Okay, you say you do it. Okay, we say we'll do it. Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah.
What sort of life is this?
And you see, just that is not healthy at all.
Al Ahly and Zamalek, they'll play tomorrow. That's the biggest clash in the Egyptian league, and the referee is from Norway. Espen Eskas. He's from Norway.
He doesn't know anybody.
And this is because they know how controversial.
Yes, that game have also done it as well. Egypt, they've been doing it for a number of years. Actually,
that game is big, and they don't want any controversies.
And
so
the referee,
they brought in a foreign referee, someone who is from another continent.
Look, I listened to George Free during the week.
Yeah,
and he highlighted the referee who officiated the Parkway Indom team. What is their name?
It's Odo Morrison.
Odo Morrison.
Yes, they say there's a track record. I have said here that the Ghana League and the Division 1 League is the only league I know that before the league starts, the big man knows the team that they want to qualify. And these referees are used constantly to execute
and you see what creates these situations is that the fans of these teams know these referees.
They know them.
And so when they see a certain referee,
there's already a perception.
There's prejudice.
Have you forgotten that commentary from what was that place?
Yes.
The supporter, he saw the future. And that's it with what we do over here in this country. My final point is that by now, Ben, by now, if we say we want the league to return, I think we should have the FA or whoever is in charge. Maybe I think the club licensing board should have come out with the number of venues approved by now, Ben. By now, look, nobody is going to watch a game at in Century Sports Complex or those parks.
Mention their name.
No, you have to. No, you see, let's stop pampering this thing.
The country got be cool.
But I think it's Century or Nations FC.
No, Century is Samatex.
But
it's decent.
But that's a decent.
No, but you see, you know what? You know I mentioned that.
Why?
We think that when we are talking about stadium. Stadium is just not the pitch and the sitting arena.
It's simple. Samatex should be playing at the TNA stadium.
I'm not saying Century is no good. But does it meet the category of matches we play? Category A matches in this country. In Century Sports Complex, we host it. Nana Fosu Abo Park. I want to mention all those.
Nana Fosu Abo is hosting. Nana Fosu in Central will be upset you are mentioning their name. Golden is holding
Golden City Park.
Rubbish. It's a funeral ground.
Where against F?
Look at all this.
Nana Konamansa Park.
Nana Konamansa Park.
Golden City Park.
You see, and
that is Brekum Chelsea.
Naming ceremony ground.
Look, let's stop these things.
Because the most serious thing is that you see the Division 1 leagues. That is where the violence is even deadly.
It is.
D2.
And all the Division 1 venues don't meet the standard.
It doesn't.
And yet still Football is ongoing. Look, their wives, their children are at home. All of you listening to me, don't go there. You die. Unfortunately.
But just finally, and then the camera installed at the venues. Can we?
Have they been installed?
Can we? You think Super Sport will leave wherever they are stationed and come and broadcast a game at the Nana Kunamansa Park?
Listen to them speak and you laugh.
Anyways, let's stop playing football at funeral and naming ceremony grounds. Let me listen to Mahama Yariga to close out this part of the conversation, and then we'll move it on to some foreign stuff. Let's listen.
Mr. Speaker, when the local leagues are covered by Super Sports, what it means is that people sitting in South Africa can see our boys playing, our boys and girls playing, and from South Africa, they can begin to identify and come and scout for those people. So the footballers themselves, when they see that their tournaments are covered on Super Sports, they know that a global platform is being provided them to showcase their skills, so that scouts all over the world can view and then come and try and then recruit them to their various countries. And also that he is going to invest and get support and sponsorship for the various teams in the regions, so they can have good football, good coaches, they can have support to be able to compete effectively, train and recruit and retain very good footballers, buy very good players, and then also up the quality of our local league, so that people will really like to go and watch our leagues instead of wanting to sit at home and watch the European leagues. Mr. Speaker, when this happens, I believe that our people will begin to appreciate the fact that football is a big thing. It's not a place where you go and throw stones, where you go and then, fight at the end of the match, because when you do that, you are destroying the economy of your district, your municipality, and ultimately your region. The regional ministers and municipal chief executives will begin to see that football is a major enabler of their economies, and therefore they must pay attention, and the entire governance framework within the district, municipality, and the region will be geared towards making sure that every weekend, any match that is being played ends up successfully, and it doesn't end up with the image of the municipality or district being dented. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude by saying that with the 24-hour economy strategy, football is going to be a major enabler of the 24-hour economy. And very soon we'll see it. Very soon, our local league will replace the European leagues.
Charlie, some people have called it blasphemy. Some people have called it wishful thinking. Some people say it's fantasy talk.
Charlie, you know one of the comments that TM me this. They say, so after this, the flyer we posted.
Yeah.
Somebody says, so the Kotoko can sign Mbappe after.
Charlie, you don't put too much burden on the 24-hour economy. I'm not going to go into this too much because there's a lot of ambiguity in there. But all I want to say is, Mahama Yariga said he made some salient points about how regional security councils should be taking an interest in the football that gets played in their regions. That is where the police. That's where the police planning and things come in.
You are probably the police hasn't said anything.
As for the super sports and mini there, I don't want to talk about those things.
You definitely say you want to bring.
I beg the time is finished. 30 seconds.
From Cap to come and that training taking place.
Ben, see, I feel one of the pressing issues we have not raised, in time in relation to all that's happening with our football is who the president names as the National Sports Authority boss. It's very important. Now, why do I say this? Even our main stadium we have in this country, the state of the pitch is questionable. That's why it does not even meet CAF standards for our national teams to play. Went to the Baba Sports Stadium, and the Angolan coach then, what's his name, Pedro Goncalves, said that the pitch that's not
disgrace to Ghana.
Absolutely. The Accra Sports Stadium, they did a quick something to it. Gabi spoke to then said, who was the chair for the National Sports Authority? Board chair, right?
and they brought you to a certain level. A scout back in the country, have they inspected it? Does it meet standards? The next person coming to the National Sports Authority have a huge problem. You know why? There's division, major division at the National Sports Authority. There are staff people down there who feel that certain people appointed by certain, the higher political office, should not stay over a certain span. That aside, of course, it's government appointment. So whoever comes to bring people who they feel can do the job. But I'm saying that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama should appoint someone who can work with the people, because there are still people of the other party down there who are.
There are too many people there
on standby. Thank you very much. There are Professor Chumesi people in there. There are still
Jokpenge people in there.
My goodness.
That is why.
And Bauer people in there.
I agree with you.
There's a lot of in
factionalism.
You get it. So I feel that presidents should appoint somebody who is neutral but understands the game, who will work with the Ghana Football Association.
The person cannot be neutral.
Can't.
If it's going to be a
NSA, it can't
be appointment from
it will happen.
Look, which direction?
That one too is wishful thinking. That the NSA boss will be neutral. He will definitely be a politician.
Whoever is
but yeah,
the person should not think NDC. The person should not
think
Ghana. NPP. The person should think Ghana.
Because Ben, before you roll that thing up, listen. The cameras in the stadiums is not working. The sound system in the stadiums is questionable. Look, there are a lot of problems with the stadiums we have in the country. But so, look, there are a lot of things we must tackle before we get into this whole league situation and making the league better than Premier League. Are you? Did you make that statement?
Let's go to Europe. And let's talk a little bit about European football. The Champions League round of 16 draw is done.
Those who are doing proper football, we are going to talk about it.
Oh man. Anyway, the biggest form of controversy started with a penalty that was missed by Ademola Lookman, really. So his head coach, Gianpiero Gasperini, basically did something that I hadn't seen most coaches do in a while. He said that Lookman is not the team's designated penalty taker. He says that even in practice, Lookman is one of the team's worst penalty takers as far as their order of pecking is concerned. And so he did not understand that Lookman wanted to take the spot kick against Club Brugge in a game where they were in a precarious position. So he went like public with it, blasted his player, and the player has responded to his manager. He says that he feels disrespected and he feels unusually put on the spot by his manager. He doesn't think that is how this situation should have been handled. Let me start with Graham on this. So I'm sure you've listened to all the opinions, this, that, all of that. Where do you stand on this matter, and what are the merits of this matter for you?
I think Gianpiero Gasperini is completely out of line. It's that simple, because I can understand that Lookman shouldn't have taken the penalty. We see this happen all the time. We see managers come out and say they don't like it, but you can complain about. I think he was feeling emotional after the game. He was upset by his team's performance. He wasn't happy. And we see managers say this. In fact, there was an Arsenal game where Odegaard took the penalty when Saka was on the pitch, and Arteta said even though Odegaard scored, he wasn't happy.
He was upset,
because there's an order, there's a way we do things. Now, Lookman has said that Retegi was the one who gave him the penalty. So the penalty taker should also come in for criticism. And for me, that's where the problem is, because there's a disconnect with how he treated Retegi when Retegi missed the penalty earlier in the season, when he said, oh, he played well, penalties are not everything, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to think that, first of all, he's emotionally charged because of the exit. And secondly, he has issues with Lookman because of what happened in August, where Lookman said he didn't want to train because he wanted to leave. He wanted to leave. So I think that this is what has come up and has made him act this way. I know people are also thinking that it may be racially motivated. Very possible. But I just don't think there's enough evidence based on Gasperini's career, because
with their manager like that, if he had an issue with black players, we would have seen it by now.
Yeah.
I think that
and Atlanta have a lot of black players.
There are black players in the team, and it doesn't seem like he's singling them out for criticism generally in the public eye. So I want to think that I'm not saying that it's impossible. I don't think I want to.
But you think that transfer fracas had something to do with this?
We have to also remember that Gasperini has fallen out with a lot of players previously at Atalanta.
Papu Gomez.
Yes, in
most
fact,
notable.
The story about Papu Gomez is that he physically attacked Papu Gomez.
Yep.
Because the story is crazy because
just recount a little. So remember.
Allegedly. Papu Gomez preferred to play on the left. We all saw that. Left 10, whatever you want to call it. And Gasperini said, move to the right. There were 10 minutes left in the first half. And Papu Gomez said, move to the right for what? I won't do it. Okay. So he took him off at halftime to send the point. You won't listen to instructions, you're off.
Yeah.
Took him off at halftime. They got into the dressing room after the game. And allegedly, Gasperini had to be held back from attacking Papu Gomez. So Papu Gomez reflected on it and said, look, I disrespected the coach. I can understand where his anger is coming from. Even though he took it too far, I'm the one who started. So he went to the club president and said, look, I know I've misbehaved. I'm willing to apologize to the coach and the squad. But I also feel that I deserve an apology for him
trying to attack me physically.
Correct. And allegedly, this is what Papu Gomez claimed, and this is what led to his exit. He said he did his apology. Gasperini did not respond. He didn't say anything. He just nodded. And he never got his apology. So he went back to the president and said, this is unacceptable because
I've done my part.
My part. It's only fair he apologized because what he did was out of line. He should also take responsibility for his part in it because I've taken responsibility for my part. And the president was doing this and doing that. And eventually Papu Gomez left. So what Papu Gomez was saying is that the president of Atalanta is afraid of Gasperini. He does what he wants there.
In fact, that's the general consensus.
Yeah, he does what he wants.
Is a god at Atalanta.
So the problem here is that Gasperini can get away with this because in his mind, Lookman is not going to be there next season because as far as we know, there's an agreement that he will leave. Yeah. So I think that these things are what has contributed. Gasperini feels he's not accountable to anyone. In fact, no, he doesn't feel. He's not accountable to anyone.
Based on past premise.
He's probably upset to Lookman because of this whole transfer thing.
Yeah.
And he's just feeling some way about the loss.
5-2 exits.
Yes. The fourth possibility that it might be racially motivated is still a possibility. Like I said, I'm not coming here
there isn't enough evidence.
I'm not coming here to say one is, but I feel like these three are things that we have on record that we can point to and know that those are more likely. So I think for me, Gasperini is out of line. Lookman, I think, has handled this well because he came and said this statement. He doesn't feel he's unfairly treated, and he's right too. And so I think, look, Atalanta were poor over both legs because they created their chances, they didn't take them. It is what it is. That's how life is. They are not performing as well in the league. Their form has dropped. So I think Gasperini is probably very frustrated. And Lookman had just come back from injury. He scored a goal. He's trying to get you back into the game. And I think the penalty deflated their momentum. But you see, when you look at what Rafael Toloi did in that game, I'm sure you people saw that. And the fact that we are not hearing Gasperini condemn those actions, I can understand why people feel like this is a racial thing because that was way more disgraceful than deciding to take a penalty and missing the penalty. Because Toloi, as one of the senior players in the team, I believe he's even captain. One of the captains. No, I think he and Diron are the senior players in the team as far as I remember. For you to behave that way in such a key match is way more disgraceful than Lookman taking a penalty or not. You know, so I also feel like people are unfair bringing up the Fulham penalty concerning Lookman. That was how many years ago? He's a way more mature player then. And actually, had not missed any of his next 4 penalties for Atalanta. He's not missed a penalty for Atalanta until that day. Retegui has missed 2 this season alone. So that's why I said Gasperini is out of line. I can understand you being emotional, but you don't take it to the public. There's a way you handle things. And Lookman is very right to be upset. And this will even give him more proof that I cannot stay here, in my opinion.
I need to go.
Yeah, so I think Gasperini is completely out of line.
Yeah, I mean, Lookman was already probably on his way out.
Yep.
How does this change the balance of the team? And I mean, where do you stand in all of this?
I think Gasperini had every right to go at Lookman, but it's the level of criticism that he went to. That's where I take a different turn. Because yes, you can criticize he not respecting the hierarchy of penalty taking. Even if Retegi offered the ball to him for him to take the penalty, I believe they have another penalty taker on the pitch at that time. He should have been the one to take that penalty. Yep. And so, yes, I totally respect Gasperini for criticizing Lookman. Where he went a little bit overboard was he saying that he's the worst penalty taker in training. That part didn't need to come out.
That was very harsh for me.
That part didn't need to come out. So it
was pure rubbish.
Yeah, rubbish. That's where he went overboard. He crossed the line. That's where he crossed the line. And yeah, Lookman handled it very professionally. I think now Lookman will be playing, but he will stay as a professional, because at the end of the day, quite a number of EPL teams were circling around him anyway.
Oh, he will not have a lack of suitors.
Exactly. So if you know how they will be on the lookout to see whatever happens.
How many years does he have on his deal?
On his deal, I believe it's 2 more years.
I think Atalanta's and Gasperini, they've done themselves a big disservice with this.
And that's where I side with the people who bring about the racism thing, because this is not the first time a white coach is doing it to a black coach who happens to be
a
black player who happens to also be playing in Italy,
and a star player at that.
This is not the first time, and it's just a whole general atmosphere with the whole Italian teams. Look at what happened to Victor Osimhen and Napoli.
Which coach?
No. Like, I'm talking about a general bit. Look at what happened between Napoli and Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, but you see,
the whole social media thing.
But you see, that is
after missing a penalty. They just forgot that he's won them the league.
But you see, that social media thing, you can say that that's a joke gone wrong. I don't think that they did it in a way that we are trying to make fun of him. And I think those situations
have done it to a white player.
I hold a completely different opinion on that matter. I think that post was purely racially.
It was racially motivated.
No. You see, there's two things. I'm not saying that it's not racially. I'm saying that the joke was a joke. The joke was racist. I'm not saying that the joke was. You don't understand what I'm saying.
I get you, but I'm saying that if that player was a Jew, let's say, if that player was a Jew, would they have attempted to make an anti-Semitic joke about it?
I'm not saying that. See, the joke is racist, but I don't think that they would not have made a joke about a player missing. Because social media, this engagement and things,
we don't do it.
But you see, another thing is how often are we looking at these teams' TikToks to see what they post? The reason it came up is that people were upset about that TikTok. Or you don't understand what I'm saying?
I get what you mean, but I also feel like that kind of situation is
imagine us now making a joke out of Bukayo Saka's penalty miss.
But I saw some other TikToks on the Napoli social media. Their TikToks are strange. They are not the type of thing me and you will look at and say that
if it's peculiar to their
it's a very strange
in
TikTok
the prevailing world of football where almost every week there are issues of racism.
You don't do those. But you see, that's why
Napoli is a hotbed for racism.
But you see, that's why I'm making a different point. That it's not that the TikTok wasn't racist too, but them making jokes about their players and doing weird TikToks. Their TikTok is weird. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying
they cross the line. So you make jokes out of messes, out of your players getting embarrassed by some skill. Let's say you saw what Kylian Mbappe did to Josko Vardio during the week. Yes, Napoli will make a joke out of Vardio. Let's say, he lying down in green pastures, that kind of thing. That one is fine. It's all jokes and all. But when you start saying like coconut and you start
and that's the point I'm making, that it was just a very
that's where you cross the line. And on top of that, Napoli their connection, it being a hotbed for racism, Italian football and all, and the player in question being black. You don't do it. Don't cross that line. And that's what Gasperini did. Criticize him for taking that penalty because he's not the designated penalty taker. Criticize him for it. But don't cross the line by going that, even in training, he's one of the worst penalty takers.
That's crazy.
You've crossed the line. That's crazy. And for me, Ademola Lookman, he has good people around him. I expect to see him maintain his kind of form that got him to win the CAF African Best Player. Because at the end of the day, you need to play your way to attract major interest from the other suitors. They're already interested in you anyway. But
they have no option than to play. Because if you don't play him, you are going to devalue him.
In fact, right now, he's been devalued already because teams know that you have an unhappy player on your hands.
But at the end of the day, you also want to go to a place where you are in the best position to win. So you need to produce. You get my point? So Ademola Lookman should take this in. Yeah, hold a grudge against the team, the coach, whoever. But at the end of the day, you just go out there and play your game. And per the way he's played his game over the past 2 seasons at Atalanta, just go out there and go and shine. Because at the end of the day, you're bound to leave. But because of your production, if your production is on point, a top team will go get you, and you will be in the best position to win laurels, and that will be the best way to finish up on your career.
Just comment on this 1 minute. I think the worst player on the day for Atlanta was the head coach.
God Gasperini.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know my stand on it. I love him so much. I love his style of football. But if he said there were hierarchies in terms of who takes the penalty, was he asleep when, according to Lookman, the penalty taker gave
him the ball
to go and take? It is not, or it doesn't lie in the bosom of those two penalty takers to decide who takes the penalty and who doesn't.
True.
It is the head coach responsibility. Look, let's a perfect example. You remember when Jose was coaching Man United, and there was a time where Lukaku hadn't scored, and United, I think I've forgotten the team they were playing against.
They wanted him to score a penalty. So
no, United was leading 1-0, and they had a penalty, and Lukaku picked the ball. Jose, who was awake and not sleeping on the job,
said, "No way."
Prompted, "Come on, Lukaku, give it to Danny Blaine." No, you are not going to take this penalty to try and resurrect your goal scoring form. This is not the time.
This is not the time for that.
There's another perfect example. Lampard Drogba. Chelsea had won the league.
In fact, there were 2 penalties in that game.
Game.
The first one was like 1-0 or 2-0.
And Drogba picked it up because he was going after the goalkeeper. Lampard rubbish. Come on, give me the ball. Come on, give the ball. I'm the designated penalty taker.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that as a head coach, when you are there, certain decisions cannot be taken without your involvement. So he, as a head coach, slept on the job, knowing. Is he saying that when Lookman picked up the ball and was going to take the penalty, he didn't see that? Because when the penalty was awarded, it took some time before it was eventually executed. And all along, Lookman had the ball in his arms. What did he think? Did he speak to the penalty taker? Why is he holding the ball? If he was at work and he wasn't sleeping on the job, he would have prompted him. No, I don't want him to take it. And once he gave that instruction, it goes back to the designated penalty taker.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that on the day, I understand what Susu said, he was so frustrated with himself that
he let it spill over.
He allowed that to happen whilst he was there. And the manner in which he handled it, I think he will learn from his mistakes. Because look, on sober reflection, I think he would have known that, look, to describe him as the worst, by far your best attacking player in the team.
Coach, he did it to Papu Gomez. They gave him a chance to apologize and he didn't.
He refused. Maybe that's his character.
He feels like a god at Atalanta. That's literally.
And he is the god because based on what he's helped them to achieve.
I want to add something to what Coach said. You know, Retegi missing the penalty, he was probably feeling nervous. Yes, he missed 2 penalties. That's I'm 100% certain that Retegi was feeling nervous.
And he gave it
to Lookman because he was feeling nervous.
At that point, they were down 3-1. It needed a player with courage, with nerves, with belief to step up. So far, you know, the other 2 guys, and the main one, having missed the previous 2, was a bit shy or not very much
confident.
He was scared. He was scared.
Let me read a few messages and then we'll talk about the Champions League draw. This one says, "Be bold, Ket. Sack Otto." Bellyman with that one.
Me no more, Ket. Me no more. What's all I'm boy?
Joseph from inside New Botiano. I think Susu wants to see the message. We'll get that for you today. He says big ups to Ben and the team. Love for Nation and Sports Panorama. Shout outs to Old Mutual Ghana Premium Team. Keep the hard work going. Charlie. The guy sneak. Shout outs puts the message inside. Hard guy. General from Amra here says that my Friday evening without Panorama is like Africa without Madagascar. My daughter is sick and on admission at the hospital. We wish her speedy recovery.
She'll get better soon.
Yeah, she'll get better. He says I have to spend the night here, but I can't do that without Panorama. Rabbi, please pray for her.
Oh,
okay?
it has already been done.
She's Lady Mildred.
She's healed in Jesus' name.
Thank
you
you.
are Zebat.
Oh, Zebat.
Charlie. Zebat is at work, my brother.
You.
Next week by this time, you send a message confirming the glory of God.
Thank you very much, my brother. He says Super Sports will help promote our league, but can our people afford the subscription? Interesting question. Dennis from DC says the GFA, what are they doing to make our league appealing to attract investment? 2, there should be a sponsorship cap for our club so that they can take their marketing seriously. 3, they don't have better buses to transport their players, not to talk about having standard pitches. The salary cap is equivalent to factory workers. No known style of play since 2015 to date. If I want to use a decade progression to access our football playing. So some interesting points there. This one here is good evening, guys. Hey Charlie, your name is Death Trap from Kisseman. Wow. My only worry now is that Kotoko will be spoken to and they will resume playing the GPL. They've started already. All the things Ghanaians and coaches say now will be buried under the radar.
That's the problem.
When they begin playing Kotoko and
the
Hearts.
moment they start,
somebody says Kotoko and Hearts are our problem.
Of course, if they were to start and resume this league without those things being vividly seen,
they'll know that you are just bluffing. Anyway, somebody says, thank God it's Friday. Today's intro is too late. Hey, I feel the heat over here. Kwame Elom texting from Dawenya. Shout outs to Berlin Asiedu. Today is power. Hey, Charlie, this is your message today.
When your blue jeans here be, man, pass the over.
Now Friday.
Man, pass the over.
Hale double smooth, double tough.
No, blue jeans are top play.
Oh no, shishi. Anyway, this one here says I'm excited to hear that the Ghana Premier League may soon be live on Super Sport. However, before that, I think Honorable Kofi Adams should first fix the FA, reduce the number of PL teams to only 10, and restrict the league to only 5 approved and well-maintained pitches. We can do all this in the next year while having these negotiations. Okay. This one here says that Mustafa Wakaso texting from Damango in the Savannah region. Hi Ben and crew, big ups to all of you guys. Thanks for always making our Friday special. Barca to win the Champions League, or you say I'm not okay.
Yeah, their part is very, very easy.
Kili Kwame from Adenta says that Kurt's security when he was meeting Kotoko reps was tighter than the security at Stadia.
Everywhere he goes, he's guided. They are short security men. You have been guided.
I'm sure that guy was beside him. The guy
who's always beating journalists.
Hey, take time.
Who's always harassing journalists?
It doesn't say take time.
Take time.
When you want to take a selfie or any picture,
take time. Is it the one who took the picture with son?
Take time. You, my friend, take time.
But he went to take his picture, but when there's someone else, you can't take picture.
Charlie, let's talk about the Champions League, guys. So the round of 16 draw is done. Let me quickly read out the draw pairings. So we have PSV Eindhoven versus Arsenal. First leg is at the Philips Stadion. We have a derby Madriano. Real Madrid and Atletico. That's one we'll touch on. We have PSG Liverpool. It's lit.
Sweet.
We have Club Brugge and Aston Villa, which I think is a very interesting game. Feyenoord versus Inter. Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. All German affair. Borussia Dortmund versus Lille. And then there's
no one watched that,
SL Benfica versus Barcelona. Let me start with you, Gabi.
Oh, you forgotten one.
But let me start with which one is this?
The Chelsea United one.
Charlie, let's be serious.
Charlie.
Let's.
Oh, wait. As in the Europa League.
As in the Europa and the conference draws?
No, the Champions League.
Spiritual
Champions League is that?
Spiritual.
I thought you were come tell me to discuss the Thursday night competition. This is a serious show, please.
And for the record, Man United are playing Real Sociedad in the Europa League.
Nobody cares.
And Chelsea are playing Noah.
I want to know.
Hey, Charlie, if you see the teams for the conference league,
I want to Charlie. You see, that's why you don't want to play. You can't even mention the names of the teams.
Azerbaijan and Afghanistan.
Talk to me. Which is your tie of the round?
See, if Chelsea don't win, they should sack Maresca. I'm serious.
Tie of the round for you.
Tie of the round, I think the Liverpool PSG game. Yeah, Liverpool PSG game.
How does that go for you?
It's very difficult to predict. I said it's because PSG are a team that a lot of people are not paying attention to, especially with the players Luis Enrique has got in there. I'm in love with his midfield, Vitinha, Neves and Co. That's a very good game.
The Spanish guy.
Yes.
What's his name?
Fabian Luis. Fabian Ruiz.
Does he even still?
These days doesn't even play.
Yeah. But the last couple of games, he's actually played.
Vitinha,
Neves and
Zaire Emery.
Zaire do it too.
So has been playing on the wings.
Yeah.
I think
their last game, because it was Richard Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Bakola. So they had to put
Due actually started out as a CAM, so he can actually play CAM. Yes. He can move out.
So their last game, they started these three in the front line. Then they moved Due in midfield and paired him with Joao Neves and Vitinha. Against Brest.
Ben, I think that should be a really good game. On the part of Liverpool, today I was just asking the guys that I think Liverpool are beginning to show some cracks, some defensive frailties at the back there. Because even if you want to look at the Premier League, that 2-0 draw against Aston Villa was their second draw in the last 3 games. And it's beginning to catch up with them. I don't know if it is fatigue. Is it Slot not trusting the bench? If it's that, I can take you all the way back to their game against Plymouth. Look at the people he put, the personnel he got on the bench. Okay? It will get to a point where Liverpool will need to prioritize these competitions they are playing. They are already out of the FA Cup. And which one do you think that Slot would want to win more? I think it's the league. If Liverpool go forward, if they go past PSG, it makes it more difficult in terms of now he has to let his players exert more in the competitions, and that's not going to help him. So that should be a good game. But I think.
But if they win, they'll play against the winner of Club Brugge and Aston Villa. If it's an up EPL matchup,
Villa is also will be a tough test for them.
Villa have to think about their own time.
Yes.
Oh, Club Brugge, do
Villa will be a tough test, but I think that it's a game where we'll see a lot of goals in this game, and I think PSG will go through for me.
PSG to go through. Your biggest tie. I'm
biggest tie has to be the Madrid derby. Liverpool and PSG. It looks enticing, but you have to look at the track record of PSG. Yeah, it's not really the greatest when it comes to the big moments, and they can easily deliver a flat performance, and it won't live up to expectation. Especially knowing very well that Luis Enrique might just overdo it when it comes to fixing a lot of offensive players in that starting unit, and the balance will just go off. Then Liverpool will just run over them. So I don't see that as a standout tie. I look at the Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid as a standout tie. Look at the history. Look at the history between these two teams. The fact that
Atletico, remember their tears from the finals they've lost.
Two Champions League finals. Yep. They've lost to Real Madrid. You look at recent meetings, getting draws, and I mean, even in recent meetings, they've been getting close wins over Real Madrid.
Have not beaten Atleti since 2022.
Yes, in recent times they've been getting close wins and draws against Real Madrid. That's and great. So when I look at that, and I look at the already existing rivalry between those two teams, it has to be the standout game for me.
It will be feisty.
It will be really, really feisty, because you look at Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. You can clearly tell that Bayer Leverkusen are.
The two of them met over the weekend.
Yes,
played out a goalless draw.
Played out a goalless draw. Are quite good, but you can in the Champions League there is a different setting that comes with it, and it looks like Bayern Munich have a little bit of an edge over Leverkusen. So it has to be the Atletico Madrid Real Madrid matchup. I'm looking forward to see at least 4 red cards over the 2 legs.
On the part of Atletico.
Oh no, combined. Both legs. I'm looking at least maybe 3 red cards. But it should be a very good game, because this time around, Diego Simeone's team tend to be a bit more creative, very expressive, and they can actually play football.
Against Real Madrid, he won't do that.
He will do it.
He will
because
shut up shop and play as ugly as he can.
He will do it because at the end of the day, Real Madrid do not have their usual centre backs and right full back. He will do it. He will force the issue.
Maybe
because
I think he has a little PTSD from losing 2 finals. I don't know.
Well, that's true. I mean that's well recognized. But against this Real Madrid team with their issues at the back, and they not having the right personnel in the right position, but making do with Valverde at right full back, having Kamavinga. Chouameni play as a centre back on multiple occasions. No, they will force the issue, and they will definitely be on the attack in this one.
Who
and it will spice it up. I'll go with Atletico Madrid.
Controversial.
I'll go with Atletico Madrid.
Atletico to upset the
football. Yeah, I'll go with Atletico Madrid.
Football heritage.
Before I say anything, I just want to give us an update on the Premier League game that's happening.
Leicester and Brentford.
Yes, Leicester and Brentford. Brentford have taken the lead through Yohan Wissa. So 1-0 to Brentford in the 23rd minute.
Sweet.
Jordan is starting. So. Jordan, shouts to Jordan.
Our very own.
Jordan.
Thank you very much. Yes. Give me your tie of the round.
Oh, definitely Liverpool PSG. I think PSG have kind of picked up. They figured out what works. I think Luis Enrique, it's all clicked for him. His team is looking very good. And this is going to be a real test for them. Brest wasn't really a test. I mean, look, they were able to win 7-0.
Fell really easily.
Brest fell easily.
They were seriously exposed. Seriously exposed.
PSG actually destroyed the French.
Yeah.
What they did.
And they squeezed Brest. Yeah.
What they did.
They actually squeezed.
Completely.
Yeah, behave yourself.
No, 7-0. It's
that
a
the French
squeeze.
league is only about them. That is the West top league.
Yeah, you agree.
I mean, you can't
all the juice.
Beating your co-partner.
Charlie.
In the
the
Champions
League. And they squeezed Brest.
The rest of the world.
And they sucked the life out of Brest. They sucked the life out of Brest.
It's okay.
They squeezed after squeezing Brest. They sucked the life out of Brest.
Okay, it's okay.
Continue.
I don't want to continue. But look, I just want to say that's the tie of the round. PSG have kind of.
Brest is lying down.
It's okay.
Will you touch it?
You see what you've done. You see what you've done.
You see right? You have opened the door. Okay.
This is open sesame.
Start Brestois.
No,
French.
Ben, when you come to English,
The English version is Brest.
and we are talking English. We are not talking French.
So will you let me finish?
Yes. Please finish your point.
Thank you.
But what's the scoreline again?
7-0. 10-0 on aggregate.
Hey,
against Brest.
They squeeze.
Really manhandled Brest.
you see it, you join them.
Make the point.
When you are dealing with Brest, you need to properly caress it. Because it's about long life. If you are a man, you want to get
No. You are getting into something else. Anyway, please continue for me. Let me finish. Let's finish the Champions League so I
The
can
football
move.
crowd, we should just stop.
Start Brestois. Please land on your point.
No, look, PSG are looking very good. They've kind of the system seems to be working. Are picky as we've been saying.
Yep.
So let's see how they handle Liverpool. I think Liverpool are they were first. They're the top side. I think to be fair, I think the draw hasn't been fair to them. Because they are likely to face Aston Villa in the next round. And then after that, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Atletico. Who's the last one? Is it?
That's their side. So
yeah, that's their side.
Yeah, and it's likely to be Arsenal, Real Madrid, Atletico. Yeah. So it's not a good side. It's not a good side of the draw at all. So it's almost like the format has conspired against them. It's rather hurts them for their success. But look, so let's see how PSG turn out. I still expect Liverpool to go through. Of course, they are the favorites. I believe the second leg is at home.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of difference for sure. There's no away goals anymore, but that home crowd, that Anfield atmosphere, it should help them through in the second leg. We've seen big comebacks at Anfield many times before.
Yeah.
So that's the tie of the round for sure. I think because Real Madrid and Atleti, we see them play twice a year every season.
Yeah.
It
doesn't hold as much.
It's a bit, and we saw them play like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. It's not anything. They play in the Super Cup. This that. They play a lot. So it's probably the most high quality match. But Liverpool PSG is a match I don't recall them playing in the Champions League.
The game the neutrals would love.
Yeah, I don't recall them playing the Champions League over the last few years. Like I remember Liverpool playing Madrid. They've played Bayern. Yeah. They've played
Barcelona.
Inter. I think they played Barcelona.
Yeah. I think, Ben, the last time they met was when Liverpool went on to win the Champions League.
Liverpool and PSG.
Yes.
No. That year they played Porto, Bayern,
they didn't
and
PSG?
Barca. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't play PSG, so it's like that's what makes it interesting. But if we are talking about high quality, I think Madrid and Atleti is the most high quality tie. But I think in terms of novelty and excitement
and the fascination,
Brentford have scored again.
So 2-0.
Yeah.
Coach, tie of the round.
You see, if you look at the Madrid derby, you are likely to get carried away. But if you want to enjoy football, that tie has to be the Liverpool PSG tie. I watch Atletico Real Madrid 2-3 weeks ago, it wasn't palatable to the eye
at all.
It was so ugly, so unfootball-like, and you ask yourself, come on, Ancelotti, Diego Simeone.
It's Diego Simeone.
Showcase the Spanish La Liga. We want to see quality football. You cannot be hacking and kicking. And look, there was no sustained.
As for Atletico, they like it like that.
So for me, it isn't a game I want to watch. I don't want to watch that game. But I think over 2 legs, I am leaning slightly towards Real Madrid. But it depends on what happens in that first leg. Because they are playing home first, and they will go to Athletic in the second leg. That, in my view, will decide. Because if they give Athletic any form of belief that they can go back home and play to get their supporters, because like we all said, the Athletic supporters, they are still hurting from that two
Champions Leagues. La Decima was especially painful because of how the equalizer came and how the game ended.
They want to do anything to stop Real Madrid from winning the Champions League again. But I think the tide of the round is the Liverpool PSG tie. But look, knowing who Luis Enrique is, I think he will play into the hands of Liverpool, and Liverpool get a job done at Anfield. PSG will experience something they have never experienced before in an away game.
And I think they're also a young side too.
And they're also a young side too. Because look, when on the typical European night, the night that Suarez, Messi and co couldn't defend a 3-0 lead, there's only one place in world football that can happen, and that is at Anfield. And for me, I believe, looking at what Liverpool is capable, Gabi speaks about the fact that I don't think they are tired. I think they are welcoming back some of their best players from injury, and his Slot's record of making sure that his team is constantly refreshed is going to take them through. That draw against Villa, that game was always going to be
a complicated game.
So I think an away draw to Villa is a very good result.
But they have complicated ties coming. They have a Manchester City game, which we are going to talk about.
They'll whip them good.
And then there's another Merseyside derby coming.
They can't run. Man City, they can't run. Liverpool will just go past
I just wanted to bring up something interesting that happened in the Udinese Lecce game that's going on tonight. So allegedly the Udinese players fought over the penalty, and someone got it and he scored, and the manager took him off. So it looks like they don't joke with their penalties in Italy.
Oh, Italian managers, man.
And again, just a quick comment on the other side of the draw. Look, I think if Barcelona shows up, like we know they can,
straight to the final.
They are going straight to the final.
I'm going to make a call and say that I think the tie of this round, I think the Liverpool tie looks exciting, but the Atletico Madrid tie has bigger implications for the Champions League generally. I will say that I expect Real Madrid to win, but if Atleti manage to get around Real Madrid, I think they'll win their first Champions League trophy. I think if they can navigate this Real Madrid team,
if they don't meet Barcelona,
I don't think this Barca team is. I think this Barca team is good. But I think Atleti are more mentally resilient than this Barca team.
You see, when these young boys get to the final and they don't show any fear, they are ready to play. Nobody will stand in their way.
I think the experience thing for Barcelona, I don't think it will matter as much, because you look at the players they have, even though they are not experienced, and they some of them, someone like Lamine Yamal, he's 17, he's played in a Euros final. Lewandowski is a Champions League winner. Rafinha has been playing for Brazil.
Those guys.
Yes, some of Pedri didn't play. Yeah, Omo played in the Pedri didn't play in the Euros final, but they've played at least, I think the the Nations League, and then I think maybe he's also even played in the Nations League and stuff. I think this Barca team has slightly decent more experience than you would think.
If they show up, that I'm saying on condition. If they show their true character, they are going straight to the final.
But I think with your point about Atleti, I think because of that side of the draw, there's too many dangerous teams.
Yeah, man.
That's why I would. If they were on the other side of the draw.
Do you know why I like Atleti? Atleti is the kind of team where you get drawn against and you are like, oh snap! Like you don't.
Nobody wants to play them, guys. Nobody wants to play them.
And that kind of team, you see, in football, when you don't enjoy doing something, it's always harder to win.
Yeah.
Like and Atletico Madrid, they're the kind of team that can come to your games and decide to defend 90 minutes and will actually enjoy doing it. Yeah. It's like like pardon my use of the word, but like they're like a bunch of psychopaths. Like nobody ever is happy to defend 90 minutes one game, go and defend another. Like they revel in it. It's crazy.
But you see, the one thing that is scary for me for them, and why I'm not sure about them is usually with the Champions League, you see a team with one superstar attacker, one guy who can make. I'm trying to think of who can make the difference.
This guy's been doing something small for them, but he's not a superstar. Soloth he scored a lot of late winners for them.
But even him, sometimes, the coach doesn't want to start him. He's not the kind of guy. He's not the type of guy that
he's not very mobile. Because if you look at them,
he's a big guy.
They are not too mobile in the attacking sense. Yeah. So he preferred the Argentine boy who will give the movement, because they defend deep in the big game. So they want that mobility to create space.
Exactly. Anyway, so that's why I'm just not sure about them. But no, they are probably their team. Yeah, right. They're the team no one wants to play.
I think they're very dangerous. Anyway, let's talk about the road show. So this weekend on Sunday, wherever you are, we are coming to Osu.
Brentford have scored again. No.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Bonting.
We are coming to Osu. So that's where the action is gonna be. It's the Traffic Light Pub at Osu. It's also called Fridays. Some people call it Fridays. It's an open garden pub around Osu. All you need to do is just enter Traffic Light /Fridays into your Google Maps, and it will bring you straight to Osu. So come through this Friday. It's the big game between Manchester City and Liverpool. The Numo will be there. Graham will be there. Ya will be there. The way that place is also like situated, when you are coming from anywhere, you can just pull up, even watch 30 minutes and then continue your journey. Like that's the kind of place it is. So from Independence Square, straight road, come through, just park a little, watch some football, chew something, drink something, you know. Yes, Traffic Light, aka Fridays. Yeah, the road show this Sunday. Man City, it's gonna be big. Liverpool.
It's going to be big.
Who wins that game? Just quick thoughts on
Liverpool
that.
All day.
Liverpool to win away from
all day. No more.
Yeah, Pep is about to get his first Liverpool. First loss to Liverpool at the Etihad.
It will happen.
It has. If it doesn't happen this season, it will never happen.
Okay. If that's what you guys think.
Score draw.
City to win for me. Smart. They will not play smart. They will go 2-2.
Manchester City to win for me.
60 minutes, and Salah will do his thing for the rest of.
Manchester City to win.
Score draw for me. Score draw.
Liverpool go chop hot pass. Anyway, they would have thrown away that big lead at the top of the table.
It's an 8-point lead.
Is it?
It's
8 points. But they have played one game more.
Yeah.
They have to do that because of the final.
Yeah, the Carabao Cup.
So
fair, which is fair. Let's do some quick shout-outs before we go. Shout-outs.
Oh yeah, man.
Let me start off by saying shout-outs to the woman in the house. The editor. First of all, the editor.
Oh, her loco.
Mrs. Vivian Kai Loco.
Oh, Charlie.
Frema
Edunyame.
Oh, Ogbo.
Frema is a valedictorian. You understand? That's a big deal.
Valedictorian.
Huge deal. Huge deal.
These are two special ladies, man.
Oh,
they are so dear to me.
Ivy.
Yeah.
Odro.
Yeah, man.
In the mix.
Yeah, she's here.
Am I down the list? One more person.
Aneta.
Look, in Ghana, kaka Ogbo Jibo no.
Lads. One don't pro for me.
Over. Now ye me ye.
Out Charlie.
Gagbe candidate chana.
Out Charlie.
Ona eke Vivian Loco. Kadun ye tu me. I'm a
It's okay.
Ye ni gagbe candidate nye woman na anya.
Charlie.
No go bright and shine.
Congratulations.
Why hanye nile? Eke nye nile. Nye
Charlie.
domo mi egbele.
Out Charlie.
Ye shine nile pe. Wolo mi nile.
MSc International Business
Master.
Eleni to Moshi.
International Business.
Frema Edunyame.
The only problem with Frema is she's a Man City fan. It be some way.
Cannot be a problem.
It's a problem for me. It's a big problem for me.
We will overlook it.
She and I will deal with that problem.
We will overlook that
cannot be a
problem.
problem.
We will overlook that problem.
No, but congratulations to them, man. That's
They've done so well.
Huge achievement.
So well. Look, these are role models.
We are proud of
to
you
all
guys.
the young girls.
We are proud of the ladies.
To the
Proud of
young ladies in the building.
Proud of the ladies.
Where my
Look at
lady
your
is
bosses.
at?
You see, even your bosses with all their demands, they are learning. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, young lady Jibo. Well, go say anywhere down. I should do me. I should do me. I should do me. Shut them on me.
Nimble, it's okay. Behave over there. Let's do more shout outs.
Oh, me,
Yeah.
I just want to shout out our listeners as always.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you are doing.
Point.
Shout outs to my two hardest guys.
Point.
Yeah.
On point.
Dominic, Gucci Mane,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Paid easy.
Thank you very much.
Big shouts to Joshua.
Oh, it's 3-0.
Oh,
That's what I was saying.
Leicester Brentford 3-0. Vanessa,
Remember I told you that last week when we were discussing there, you posted that they can ask that they can beat her. Come on, man.
Well, big shouts to Joshua Cherubon, who's
Charlie.
listening
Josh.
live from the US.
Oh, Josh.
Yeah, big shouts to Nano Seusu, a big man at Farmer Ghana Limited, and big shouts to Mike in Sunyani. Yeah, representing the GSP Basketball League. Yeah, big shouts to you guys. Yeah, your games are happening live this weekend at the Sunyani Technical University.
Coach,
yeah.
you see,
So
the only
Sunyani folks make your way to the Sunyani Technical University Court to enjoy the show.
Yeah, you see, my
No.
shout out.
You see, the only Oba you're allowed to give a shout out is the designated one. If it is not the designated, I won't even allow the shout out.
Coach, why you want to trap me?
I have the biggest shout out for the day. Look, in life, when you are blessed,
Yeah.
it starts from a very young age.
You say when you are breast.
When you are blessed.
Okay.
When God decides to bless you, He tends to bless you even from the day you were conceived. Tomorrow happens to be the birthday of a blessed young man.
Oh yeah.
A young man whose future, by the grace of God, is destined to be something great.
Oh.
Beyond the imagination and the measures of the ordinary mind.
Oh.
Happy birthday in advance to my son.
Oh.
The son to my boss.
Hey.
He's my son, but he's also the son to my boss, the great Santino, the great Santino of the Roman Rich School. Tomorrow happens to be the birthday of Kweku Entry Boesiako Asante, aka Kaba, aka Kaba.
Emma Kabe.
Look, there be where there any Makabe ni bi o, where there Kaba Papa. What you say? And he goes to Ultimate Star International School, Kaswa. It is from his dad, who happens to be my boss, Mr. Desmond Asante, aka the Great Santino of the Roman Rich School, and his beautiful wife, who happens to be the mother of Kaba, Mrs. Sarah Asante. They are wishing their son God's guidance, protection, wisdom, and that no weapon formed against him shall prosper. And may the perfect will of Yahweh align for you in pleasant places. Happy birthday in advance to Kweku Entry Boesiako Asante, aka Kaba. Young man, is from me. It's from your woofer.
One bell for you.
It's from your coach.
Ow.
God will bless you.
Ow.
Keep doing what you are doing.
Thank you.
Continue to be humble.
Thank you.
Listen to mommy.
Thank you.
Listen to daddy.
Thank you.
And the good Lord has got wonderful things for you in the near future. Happy birthday. Tomorrow when I come for the EPL show, I will make sure I wish you happy birthday on your day.
Thank
God
you, my
bless
brother. Thank
Amen.
you, my brother.
Big shouts to Ivan of Sales.
Yes,
Big
sir.
shouts to Ivan of Sales Department.
A big,
Blue jeans
hold
all
on.
day.
Yep.
Blue jeans all day. Blue, you see, yeah, last week, Chalila Kabo, I drank one full blue jeans here.
What did he do for
Oh
you?
Lord Jesus.
What did he do?
Oh Lord Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
Oh Lord Jesus. Look, the benefit of blue jeans and Mola Kabo. Mrs. Nimle will testify.
It's okay. It's okay.
Now go there.
Let's close the show. Let's close the show. The rest of the show
Don't
probably
be drinking blue jeans by heart.
for a purpose.
It is energy oriented.
Thank you very much.
Drink responsibly.
Say no
drink,
more.
Drink responsibly.
Twisco are proud
Twisco.
sponsors of the Sports Panorama.
Twisco is so good.
Yeah,
my children still enjoy Twisco.
The labeling is
God bless
the,
Twisco.
You
Look,
know,
if you've not started drinking Twisco,
I mean, I love the product itself in general,
no more.
But the labeling and the branding is
Look at the branding.
so on point for me.
It's so on point.
Like, yeah, I like this.
And it's not about the facial appearance. Oh.
I like it.
It tastes absolutely sumptuous.
Yeah.
No more called trap bread, ke egg, no ke Twisco cheese.
Oh, T-boom. T-boom on your Twisco. Then we have Royal Kingdom Estate and also Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. We appreciate all you guys and what you do for the show. My name is Benjamin Iketia, Yahweh Jamie Tasusu Graham, Coach Christopher Nimley, Gabi Ofe, and Bernard Abekwatre you heard on the show. Shout outs to everybody who helped to make this possible, the YouTube crew, the socials crew, and those of you who sent us messages and tuned in to watch the show via YouTube. It will be on YouTube, it will be on Spotify, same time next week, Sports Panorama.
Sunday we are at Osu.
Yes, the traffic light pub of Fridays. Just come through with your fam. Let's watch some good football.
Accra. City 97.3. Accra.
As well as inadequate infrastructure. Authorities are thus intensifying their appeal for support to address these challenges. There's more in the following report by Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani.
The Seche Kumewu district is